welcome to this week's edition of Chesapeake Weekly. Well, if you heard people cheering in southern Chesapeake this weekend, it's because the Centerville Tnpk Bridge reopened to road traffic. The 6-month-long closure has come to an end just ahead of schedule, and while the project as a whole is still ongoing, the extended closure allowed crews to access and repair the mechanism that allows the bridge to open and close. They also removed lead paint and replaced the bridge deck, among other improvements. There will still be some weekend closures coming up, and we'll be sure to keep you aware of those. For continued information on the project, visit cityofchesapeake.net/Centerville. Recycling continues to be a hot-button topic around our region as municipalities make hard decisions about what to do with their programs. Well, here in Chesapeake, we've negotiated a 5-month interim contract with TFC Recycling, which will provide the same service you've been getting all along through the end of the fiscal year. Now, what happens after that is still being reviewed as part of the city's operating budget development, and we'll be sure to keep you updated along the way. But for now, let's take a look at how to recycle right. I recently spoke with Public Works about a few recycling do's and don'ts. Take a look. Hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth Vaughn from Chesapeake Television here with Jason Brown from Public Works. We're going to do a quick rundown of what can and can't be recycled. It's always a hot topic. So let's run right through it. We always hear you say paper, bottle, cans, cartons.
Yes.
Let's break it down. Paper, what does that mean?
So paper, office paper, phone books, cardboard, all the regular paper around the house can go in a recycling bin.
Okay.
Pizza boxes go in the trash can because they're contaminated. Shredded paper has to be put in a paper bag, labeled shredded paper, and stapled shut before it goes into the blue bin. In a plastic bag or loose, shredded paper goes into your brown trash can.
Because that's a matter of the equipment at TFC. It can't capture it.
Absolutely.
And all cardboard boxes, cereal boxes, soda boxes, those are all good?
All cardboard boxes that can be folded down. They need to be folded down before they go in your blue bin, except boxes that have come into direct contact with food waste, like a pizza box.
So keep it clean. Paper bottles. What about bottles?
So bottles, in most cases, can go into the blue bin if they're marked 1 or 2 on the bottom and have a spout. So think a soda bottle, think a laundry detergent bottle.
Okay.
Any other plastic container that you get is not recyclable and should go in the brown bin or find a way to reuse it around the house.
Great. Reusing is always great. Paper bottles. How about cans? What kind of cans are we talking about?
Soda cans, perfectly recyclable.
Great.
Soup cans, once rinsed out, recyclable. Steel cans, once rinsed out, recyclable. Any other big pieces of metal, however, are not recyclable. Reuse those. Put those in the trash, or if they don't fit in the trash, schedule a bulk pickup. We'll come take those right off the curb.
So shape matters.
Shape definitely matters.
All right, we got paper, bottle, cans. What's a carton? What kind of carton are we talking about?
So imagine like a milk carton, or an almond milk carton, or a shelf-stable soup carton. Those are recyclable. They can go in your blue bin once they are emptied of all of their contents. Please empty contents. And that goes for bottles as well. Cans, bottles, cartons. If it has contents, food or liquid in it, make sure you dump that out, rinse it out, take off the cap, and throw the cap away or reuse it. Caps don't go in the recycling because it's harder to crush down those recyclable items to put those in the bales.
All right, we're gonna keep it to paper, bottles, cans, cartons, cleaned out, shape matters, all that good stuff in here. If in doubt, throw it out, or ideally, give this guy a call. We're going to his website, cityofchesapeake.net/recycle, and we're gonna have a lot of detail on there so that you know what to recycle.
Absolutely.
Jason, thank you. We'll see you later. Recycle right, recycle often. Jason has also updated the recycling webpage at cityofchesapeake.net/recycle with even more of those frequently asked questions. So take a look at that if you still have questions. And while I had Jason, we talked about Chesapeake Recycles Day events. The 2020 schedule was recently announced.
Chesapeake Recycles Day is our city's premier recycling drop-off event. You can bring recyclable items, anything that goes in your blue bin, recycling bin. You can bring donations to Goodwill. You can bring all of those items that you would take normally to SPSA for hazardous household waste, like paints, thinners, aerosol cans, batteries, and the like. And you can also bring that pesky paper that you need shredded. Shredded is going to be on site. You can shred that paper at our events. All of those things, pack in the car, come to one of the events. You don't even have to get out of the car. We have a team of staff and volunteers. They can take those items. You go station by station, drop off the items, and you're back on your way. They're on Saturdays throughout the spring and the fall. The locations, times, that's all going to be made available on our website, cityofchesapeake.net/recyclesday. It's absolutely free. The only thing we ask, if you're a Chesapeake resident, make sure you bring your ID card, driver's license, if you have hazardous household waste, because only SPSA eligible residents can drop off at SPSA. So if you're in the service area, which includes Chesapeake, Suffolk, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, bring your ID card because they have to scan that only at SPSA for hazardous household waste.
The first Chesapeake Recycles Day event of the year will be on March 21st, but if that doesn't fit your schedule, there's an event near you at some point during the year. Check out the full schedule and more information on acceptable items at cityofchesapeake.net/recyclesday. Now let's take a listen to this month's environmental tip, brought to you by the Chesapeake Environmental Improvement Council.
I'm Heather Barlow with the Chesapeake Environmental Improvement Council, and this is February's environmental tip. Scoop the poop. Show the earth some love by cleaning up after your pet.
For more environmental tips and programs in the city, visit cityofchesapeake.net/CEIC. And while you're there, check out the speakers scheduled to be at the first Chesapeake Conservation Conference on March 6th. The conference is an extension of the popular annual environmental awards, adding panel-led discussions on parks and natural areas, land and water conservation, home and garden, and coastal resilience. Come participate in this important local conversation. Get your tickets at cityofchesapeake.net/conservation conference. Well, it's hard to tell if we've had any winter at all this year, but it is still February, which is actually a great time to tend to your landscaping. Extension agent Mike Andrewchek has some tips on what we should be doing now to ensure a beautiful garden come spring.
This is the time of the year that you should be doing most of your pruning. There are a few exceptions that you don't want to do at this time of the year, and that could be for different physiological reasons. For fruit trees like apples and pears, they're subject to a bacterial disease in February, and so you don't want to open wounds that the disease can get in. That's called fire blight. Okay, so and then there are other trees that bleed a lot. So we're all familiar with maple syrup, and the sap starts to flow, and if we prune them at this time of the year, the sap stays running for over a week, and that leaves entry for, again, more disease and stuff like that. So we want to avoid those kinds of trees. But most things, your roses, your grasses, your perennials, any of your trees and shrubs, you'd want to go ahead and prune them now before they start to grow. And that's so that they don't waste energy on putting in new growth, and that you can remove it and then stimulate the growth that you do want to have. So you're benefiting and using the maximum for each plant that you have.
Be sure to check out the many gardening and environmental programs open to the public throughout the year, hosted by the Chesapeake Master Gardeners. The 2020 schedule is available now online at cmgv.org. Next month, you'll receive an invitation in the mail from the U.S. Census Bureau to participate in the 2020 census. Now, the census determines how millions of dollars in federal funding will get distributed, and we want Chesapeake to get all it deserves. For every person who does not take the census, Chesapeake stands to lose out on $20,000 in federal funds over the next decade. The census also determines our representation in Congress. It is vitally important for every single person living in Chesapeake to be counted.
What's going to happen starting March 12th, households will start receiving postcards in the mail,
Okay.
As well as letters reminding them to go online to complete their census form with the special ID code. If they do not do it after the first mail out, each week we are going to have additional mail outs and reminders. There will be 5 mail outs in total, with the 4th mail out being a paper questionnaire being attached to that. So if they feel uncomfortable going online to conduct the census or doing it on the phone, they can actually get a paper form starting on our 4th reminder mail out. After the 5th reminder, if this still hasn't been completed, that's when we have someone come to your home to collect the information door to door.
You can watch the rest of that interview on this month's A Closer Look at youtube.com/Chesapeake Television, and we'll be keeping you in the loop as we get closer to census time. But for now, you can get all the information you need at cityofchesapeake.net/census2020. Calling all parents and caregivers, do you know the proper way to lay your infant down to sleep? Safe sleep can be the difference between life and death. If you need tips, the Chesapeake Health Department is holding a Safe Sleep class on February 27th from 5 to 7 at their offices near Chesapeake Regional. It's completely free. Just register by calling 382-8653. The Hampton Roads Workforce Council is once again hosting the Next Gen Opportunity Fair. Teens and young adults from 16 to 24 are welcome to attend this event to learn about employment, volunteer, and post-secondary education opportunities. There will be more than 50 organizations there, including representatives from the City of Chesapeake and many private businesses. The event is on Wednesday, March 4th from 5:30 to 7:30 at the Conference Center. For more information, visit vcwhamptonroads.org. Chesapeake Public Schools will hold their next Community School Safety Forum this week. On Thursday, February 20th, members of the School Safety Task Force will be at Western Branch High School from 5:30 to 7:30 to share their proactive approaches to ensuring the safety of students and staff. They welcome public feedback, so everyone's encouraged to attend. There will be 2 other sessions in the following months, so if you can't make this one, you may find another option that better fits your schedule. Visit cpschools.com for more information. And finally, the annual State of the City address, brought to you by the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce, will feature the Honorable Mayor Rick West on Friday, February 28th from noon to 2 at the Chesapeake Conference Center. Tickets to the luncheon are $60 for Chamber members, $80 for all others. You can purchase yours online at hamptonroadschamber.com. Now, if you can't make it to the event, Chesapeake Television will be there to bring it to you live, as well as through replays throughout the month, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of Chesapeake Weekly. We'll see you next week.